Hey y'all, we are back with Mighty Multimedia Topics. This is number 3, and this is my actual Halloween special. For number 2, I put a little asterisk and cheated a little bit to get into the Halloween spirit. I don't know, but I thought that you guys deserved better. That's what it was. It wasn't because I just had this idea afterwards and actually thought I could do it. That definitely was not it. So as you can see, I got dressed up into character here. I've been told that I have an uncanny resemblance to one Freddie Jones. I think I look pretty similar to him as well. This is a costume that I've worn in the past. I figured I'd get gussied up for the video today. But the reason, obviously, is that we are talking about Scooby Doo here. I am going to break down what are my favorite Scooby Doo entries of all time. I'm really gonna blow through like a few, kind of have a general discussion, and then get into really my top 3. So this is gonna be a relatively quick one, which is probably fine because the other ones have been pretty long recently, probably too long. So the first thing that I want to get out of the way is the live action Scooby Doo. No, I'm not talking about the recent bad ones. All right, I'm talking about the first Scooby Doo and then the second Scooby Doo. What is it? Monsters Unleashed or whatever. So they got like Freddie Prinze Jr. and cast. Right. So those are good. I do enjoy those an awful lot generally. It's just Scooby-Doo was animation. It came out of animation, and maybe it'll be done someday to really good effect in live action, but it just pales in comparison. I really feel and it was complicated. It was talking about like their legacy and everything, and they broke up and got back together. I don't know. That's good. That's good. I guess you're gonna make 1 or 2 movies, but that's not Scooby Doo. That's not the essence of Scooby Doo, right? You need those core elements of Scooby Doo. It has a few. Obviously, Scooby Doo looks good. He doesn't look amazing, and some of the actions and mannerisms and everything of some of the characters again are good, but not amazing. The whole Scrappy thing, kind of weird. The monsters, solid. The throwback for the Monsters Unleashed monsters were pretty great. They were really well done, but again, it just wasn't a normal Scooby Doo, a classic Scooby Doo. It was all of this crazy stuff going on, and then some with the visuals. Going back to that, they tried to do some of the cartoony visuals. When they got like buff or whatever and all those. Nah, they tried to do it. So props for them for trying to do it, but it didn't work because it's not animation. It's a different medium, and you should probably stick to with the strength of the medium that you're working in, I would say. But I think those are the big criticisms that I have in general. That wasn't super articulate or focused, I suppose. But basically, what I'm doing is I'm swiping away those live actions because we're going to be focusing on animation, because those I think are the best Scooby Doo, right? So let's just get started. So I think the top 3 are, because these are the ones I have. It's not. So this next one, the 4th one, I don't have the physical disc of. It's really hard to find. I think it's less of a well-known one too. So among those reasons, sometimes I think I'm going to put it as an honorable mention rather than officially number 4. And yeah, we'll just get it. So either way, but this 4th one is called Scooby Doo Pirates Ahoy. This movie follows the formula pretty well, right? They are off on some type of adventure, whatever. It does play into it because this is the what do they call it, the mystery cruise, and they've ruined everyone's mystery. A little bit of fun, love that. But they're just on some adventure, and some crazy stuff happens to them. And Yeah, I think it's the one big thing that's missing that I'll explain at the end probably is. So this is they're on a cruise and there's pirates that come on and there's some ghost stuff going on and blah 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 blah. But I'm just gonna give it up because it doesn't matter. You can watch the movie if you want, and you should. I recommend. I've never been on a cruise. Actually, it's definitely a tangent. But I've never been on a cruise, so I'm sure I'm missing some of that aspect, or maybe that romanticizes it a little bit for me. But I would love to go on a cruise. I'm gonna go on a cruise soon-ish. I have to. I'm going to. But so that misses some of it. I don't know. But besides the point, what it misses is that the bad guy is not real. So the big mystery, it turns out, is that everyone was hypnotized. So there was a bunch of passengers taken by the ghost pirates, and it turned out that they were all hypnotized. So that's why it was able to do it. Like a few people dressed up as pirates in the beginning, then a bunch of people disappeared, and then a bunch of pirates came out. And they were like, "Wow, that sounds really convincing." It sounds pretty convincing if you're just talking about that concept in general. But what actually, so they took the people, they hypnotized them, and then they made them dress up and act like pirates so that they could go be the pirates. So the numbers worked out. The numbers were pretty good there. But I think they were in the Bermuda Triangle and stuff, which some of that was fun. And they ended up in some crazy place looking for treasure, I think. But in the end, it was hypnotist. It was hypnotism. So it was not real. There was no actual ghost pirates. And I think that is a big essential piece of the Scooby Doo mythos, because these top three entries that I'm going to give you, what they're chasing does turn out to be real. There is always a fake one that they unmask, but then it turns out that it's actually real, and those are just the best. I can't tell you why. And again, so some of this, the original, what is it? It's just called Scooby Doo, I think, right? Scooby Doo, Where Are You? What's Up, Scooby Doo is the next one. That was really good. Mr. Inc. and stuff. I don't know. Pup Named Scooby Doo. Oh man, there's a lot of great Scooby Doo shows. I love it. I've seen like all of them, really. Pup Named Scooby Doo, I think that it turned out to be real a lot. I don't think it ever turned out to be real in Scooby Doo, Where Are You? And I think it sparingly it turned out to be real in the What's New Scooby Doo. But What's New Scooby Doo is great. It's an awesome updated version of it, but it's a little wonky, a little campy. Scooby Doo, Where Are You? The first few episodes, just fantastic, amazing television. So that's the original. I do think maybe these updated better a little way. So I do think I was gonna say that maybe that original is just up there at the beginning, but I think these are better. But still watch those, absolutely. I guess we'll put that at like 4 or 5. Those are just the honorable mentions there at the end. Those are in the honorable mentions. Those are in the technicality column. All right, so we are actually going to get into it here. We have the actual discs, so I have my props and everything. This is number 3. We're going to go down to up once more for the suspense. Got to do it. So at number 3 is a Scooby Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. This is a pretty fun one. It's spooky-ish. I think it's not the spookiest one out there, but the lock being the avenue is pretty cool. Sorry, not the avenue. The setting is pretty good. They make it pretty scary with some of the fog and in the right spots in different areas of the movie. I probably gotta say I do have to be a little bit biased. I am 25% Scottish. I don't really look it, I would say. But I would love to go to Scotland. I would love to go to the Loch. So some of it is again, I guess maybe same with the cruise thing, is me projecting that I really want to go there. See those castles and the lake and everything, and the Loch Ness Monster in general. I mean, I want to see that. And these guys do. So that's a big one. Let's just get into that because my adult brain led us right towards that. Is that there is a fake Loch Ness monster? The Loch Ness monster is obviously from the title the monster that they're looking at, and it's scaring people and everything. But it turns out that that Loch Ness monster is not real. It's a person. It's like a submarine, and I think if I remember correctly, there's a boat, and it's like docked under it, so that's why it's never found. And then it detaches and goes around. There's always some great in Scooby Doo explanations. There's some really fudging of the numbers. You know, it's the kind of the South Park missing the plan, the gnomes, you know, steal underwear, ? Profit. It goes a lot. You know, I used mirrors and fog and everything, and that made this so that this is what you saw. Like, you're missing a piece there. What the heck did you do to those mirrors or the wire or whatever? That was the classic ones back in the day. But even in these, there's some really crazy ones. There's wild looking monsters, and then they, like, I don't know, with some of them, they'll like spray them down, and their costume will disappear, and you're like, what? How the heck did that happen? Or it's just a zipper, and you're like, no, that's like a rock monster or made out of some crazy material. That's just not possible. I don't know how you would be able to do that. Scooby Doo movies, with their explanations of how the villains are done, take a lot of liberties, but I appreciate it. You know what? They get a pass. Always gets a pass. There's probably some egregious ones, but most of them get a pass. But they, because it's ripped up and then it looks terrible. It always does that, cuts away, and it just looks really bad. And it does it with the Loch Ness monster here, and it's fake, and they find out who it is and everything. But then it turns out that there is an actual Loch Ness monster, and they like chase it around for a little bit or whatever. They see it, so that's good. That's the missing piece, I think, in a lot of these, is that the monster appears to be real, because you get the classic Scooby Doo. What's going on? We have to chase around the monster. We have to figure out the mystery. There has to be a mystery, right? And some of the other ones, some of the Scooby Doo ones that are real get bad. The Goblin King and the 13 Ghosts, all of those different ones, those kind of ideas where the monsters are absolutely real. Those are very Halloween-y, but the monsters are absolutely real. And there's no mystery. You can't solve a mystery. I guess those are all with Scooby and Shaggy. I don't really love those, just with them, without the rest of the gang, with Fred, Velma, and Daphne. But some of them definitely do that as well, with all of them, where there's no actual mystery. It's just real. So they're just reacting to things. They're having an adventure rather than mystery. And Scooby Doo is about mysteries. You have to do mysteries. That's part of it. You have to do it. So these are the best, though. I think these are the best of both worlds. When you have a mystery and you figure that out, and then on top of that, you have the fun, good-natured action aspect of whatever you're dealing with is actually real. So you can have fun with the ramifications of that. And just in the same way, do this. The setting, the setup is also there. That they are just going to some random location. This time they're just on vacation. It's been a while since I've seen this, but I think they're meeting a relative of someone, I want to say. It doesn't really matter, but that is one of the pieces. So this is actually really coming together, right? So I actually didn't really put some thought into this. It's just magically doing it itself. So what do we have? Some good elements of Scooby-Doo that it's got to have. You don't want to explain too much. It's just, they're doing this random thing. They're at this place. They're at this new fun setting, right? That's number one. Number two is that there has to be an actual mystery. So there has to be a fake creature of whatever they're doing so they can solve the mystery like they do at Scooby-Doo. Three, then the monster has to be real so they can deal with the nonsense fun of that. And then, like I talked about, it has to be animation. That's a good 4 rules, I think. I should write that down. I can make money off this. Okay, number 2, the penultimate one here, is it follows the formula again. And you know what it is this actually, it goes in backwards order, that the the oldest is the best, I'll go through that, but the Loch Ness Monster was the newest of all of these. And I guess I do want to make the caveat that I haven't seen a lot of the newer Scooby-Doo ones. I have seen some of them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not like an avid, like I have to watch every single one of Scooby-Doo. So there could be ones that I'm missing. Who really knows, I suppose. But I'm pretty sure I do know. Right? Okay, so let's get to it. Number 2 is Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. You can tell this is real, right? Because it's got like this thing. It's not even the camera probably can't see that, but it's got like this. And it's like this is paper. This is paper. Oh man, I love this old stuff, right? It's just so much better. But okay, let's follow the formula. Right? We'll probably put this at the beginning. It's animation. Obviously, they go to. They're just at a random place. I can't remember the reason, but they're in the desert. I don't particularly know where. Just they're in the desert in some place, and the monsters have to be fake, right? So the monsters are fake here, as in the aliens. So these are the fake aliens right there. They look awesome. I love that design. I think this looks really good. You can see Freddy and them. They really aren't in their classic uniforms, and they aren't in this. These are the Loch Ness Monster is, I think, a part of the What's New Scooby Doo ones, because Freddy's got that like blue kind of one there. Shaggy and Scooby. I mean, yeah, Scooby's a dog, but Shaggy's always got his claims, except in the 13 Ghosts where he's got the red. Why would you do that? Maybe to sell toys. I don't know. That's usually the reason for a costume decision. That's literally always the reason. If you ever have just totally puzzled while they change the costume of a character or the look of a character, it's because they want to sell more toys. Because so many different kids shows and movies and everything are actually driven a lot because of the toys. They do make money on DVDs and advertisement and stuff, but the main driver a lot of the time is toys. So they want to make as many toys as they can, which is why some of the some series have gotten canceled. Among them, I don't know how true this is, sometimes you can be, but it's Young Justice, and I think Star Wars The Clone Wars got a little affected by this, where the toy sales were just not doing well, and they just weren't giving enough different like variations of them. I don't know if there's like a bunch of clones or whatever. I don't know, who really knows, but yeah, that's just a funny tidbit. If that happens, it's usually because some stupid toy manufacturer, Fat Cat, is messing with everything behind the scenes. I hate when that happens. So we're getting into this. So again, they are fake. That's an awesome skin, and they're scaring away. Aliens are scaring people away. It's really fun because they get into the mind, and there's some really good mystery there. So they do the mystery there. Velma's figuring stuff out, as she always be doing. And there is some good hovercraft chases and things like that. And side characters are good. I should do that. Yeah, is that another one? I don't think the Loch Ness Monster has any great side characters. Obviously, there's got to be people because you have to investigate who is, you got to investigate. There has to be suspects. But really great side characters can really elevate a Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo property, Scooby-Doo story as well, I would absolutely say. So I don't know if that's a perfect one, because I can't think of whether there's... Oh, you know what? I can see her on that. Is Daphne's sister or Daphne's cousin or something. So I'm just remembering it. I guess I should have done a little bit more here, but this is fun. Just kind of figuring this out. Scooby-Doo style mystery. We're investigating this. So you know what? We'll add that for the 5th one. That has to be just a really strong side character, because she is a really strong side character. I do remember. And this has got a really strong side character. They're not even on... Oh, they are in there. I don't even remember their name. Do I want to read this? I don't want to read this. But it's the girl and her dog. So it was with Scooby and with Shaggy, hippies. So they are the side characters. They are the really great side character in this. And the point is, once the people are revealed, it's like I think it's the workers at the alien life monitor, because they found gold in the mine, so they donned the alien costumes to scare people away so they could mine it. I'm pretty sure I nailed that. I actually don't remember. Like, I think it was just scaring people away and creating tourism for the Loch Ness one, if I'm not mistaken. But this one is that then it turns out to be real, right? That's the other one. That turns out to be real. That the side character is actually very mixed with that, with the other one as well. Is that the girl and the dog are actually aliens? They're actually aliens. They're real. And obviously aliens are real. I probably talked about this. I'll probably talk about it more. Obviously they're real. But they morph into these aliens and they're like, oh my god, you're aliens. And it's kind of sad because they have to leave, even though they like fell in love with Shaggy and Scooby and everyone. So that's kind of sad too. That's a good little touch. But it's also fun because they get to deal with that. They scare the other aliens because they actually turn into aliens. And they're like, holy crap, we know we're not actually aliens. We didn't know there were actually aliens out here. I think it's gotta be, I don't know if it's actually near Area 51, but it's at a satellite place where they're scanning for intelligent life or whatever. And the little other pieces, they have the what is that called? I don't know. It's the rabbits with the antlers. I'll put it on screen right now. I'll look it up after and show you what it is. But they played with that a little bit, just like what's actually up there. Things are kind of cool and things are kind of weird. But I think that wraps up number 2 there. Man, that is a good one. These ones are really good. I love Scooby Doo. You gotta watch some Scooby Doo for Halloween. What are you really doing? What kind of Halloween are you really having if you're not watching Scooby Doo? All right, and we're doing this last one. I'm not doing any honorable reviews or whatever, honorable mentions. These are just the ones that I really like. I think some people would probably put Cyber Chase up here at the top. I just don't entirely love it. Getting it sucked into the thing is not just very Scooby Doo for me. I don't think it follows the formula. I don't remember it too well. Future Luke here. I haven't really done this before, but I really thought to complete this, I needed to record and throw in this new little piece. And specifically, before we get into the top 3, the ones I'm actually going to talk about, I did just want to throw in, because it has to be thrown in, Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. It is definitely a beloved one. It's been remade. You can see that people like it. And I don't think past Luke has gotten yet to the full Scooby Doo formula. So we'll get into that. But this one doesn't quite follow it. The big reason just being that it's not quite the Scooby Doo that we really know and love. You know, they're in the future. They've split up. They're doing different careers and everything, and they're coming back for a reunion. This is kind of the last Scooby Doo story, or the updated Scooby Doo, kind of like the live action Scooby Doo 2. I would say. I guess Scooby Doo 1. Because they come back together in that one after not being together for a while. But I do like that one. That one is great. I'd be remiss, this video would not be complete if I did not at least mention Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. But it's not one of my personal favorites. It might be that for other ones, but again, it doesn't follow that perfect, classic, great Scooby Doo formula, which you'll see shortly. But this one definitely follows the formula. So number 1 here is Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost. This is just the best one. Also, just as a note, before we apply our formula here, is that it's just very fall-y, right? And they're having their summer autumn fest and whatever. It's with a witch, you know. See, so the other ones, aliens and the Loch Ness monster are not extremely Halloween-y, right? And witches are very, very Halloween-y. And I don't think it's actually Halloween. They do some like Thanksgiving stuff in there too, so it really encapsulates. You can watch it all fall, but you see the leaves and everything. Just the aesthetic is very fall-y, very, very autumn. You have all of the colors there. It's not Salem. It's like Oakhaven or whatever. So, but I think it's basically Salem because they have history of witches and everything. So it's very similar to that. and you have some vampires and stuff. We'll touch on that. I want to wait a little bit for that. Future Luke here one more time. I mentioned that I'm going to talk about vampires in the future, but past Luke forgot about that. He neglected to mention that, so we're going to get to it now and stick into it. And the big thing about those vampires here is this is the introduction of the musical group, the Hex Girls. Who play a great part and are also, actually, to be honest, some really great side extra characters in this movie, which is Ghost here as well. So I just want to mention, because they're awesome. Their song, the Hex Girls, is amazing. It's a total banger. Definitely listening to it around this time of year, just at some point. This is one of literally my friend's just favorite songs, and he just loves that one, and I love it too. But yeah, they are intertwined with the town because the lead singer, I think, is the daughter of the mayor, and there's some other connections, and they just add that good musical twist to this, and I think that's another reason. Well, I think past Luke is gonna get to more reasons, I'm sure, but another additional reason why The Witch's Ghost is set above them all. Why it is number one. Why it is the best. So yeah, they dress as vampires and everything. So I just wanted to get that in there. Okay, I'm done. Future Luke is out. Sending it back to finish it up to past Luke. But let's follow the formula. Right, let's follow the formula. So the first one is that it's animated. Obviously, check. These are all animated. I don't even know if that has to be it, but just to, again, distinguish it from those other ones, just to give it the ability to move and breathe like these other ones have. Okay, number two, I guess we'll call it, is that they are just going to a place and doing it. You just have to get them a reason. You have to get them into a cool location. This is, again, a cool location, kind of Salem-like vibes, and they're going for this festival or whatever, I believe, is the reason. Again, doesn't really matter. Just get them to a place, get them to a cool setting. The next one is that there has to be a fake ghost. There has to be a mystery, or there's to be a fake villain, a fake monster, whatever you want to call it, so they can investigate it and demask the villain. So the third piece of the formula there, right, is that there also has to be an actual one, right? So in this, there is the fake one where the town does it, and like everyone's involved, the mayor and everyone. They make this fake witch up, and they do a bunch of hand-fisted stuff. Again, they use like a crane or whatever to make them flying. That's not gonna work. And they do like these fireballs, not gonna work. They do some hand-fisted stuff to explain how it works, but they do it for the tourism, which is pretty benevolent. But then they get unmasked. They do the mystery relatively fast, and then but there also is a real witch, because that ties into 5, actually, which is there's just really special extra tag-along character in this, which I don't remember his name. Would they have that? Ben Ravencroft, easy. He's an author that Velma's a real fan of. He kind of uses that, and it turns out his ancestor was the witch that they were pretending or whatever, and he was mad that they were treading on her name and all of that. But then it turns out he is an actual witch. He uses her journal that they get, and he becomes an evil witch, and then there's crazy stuff going on. So they have to actually deal with the fun nature of that. And again, he's a great tag-along character. He also ends up being the actual problem, but then he summons the witch, so he doesn't even, the witch lady kind of takes over him, and then eventually they do some shenanigans, and there's some giant turkeys and alive pumpkins and all this cool stuff, Halloween-y stuff. And then they finally close the book on everything, and they are done. Velma kind of gets betrayed by him because he was kind of flirting with her a little bit and really playing into her feelings and everything. So that is kind of sad as well, I would say. So there's that little piece. But again, it follows the formula, and it's great. This is the best. And best for Halloween also because of all the aspects that I've mentioned, that's really tied in. So again, these are the 3 best. So number 3, Loch Ness Monster. Number 2, Alien Invader. And number 1, best of all time, Witch's Ghost. We will, I'll kind of finish up there. But so let me just, after our analysis, after our mystery solving here, if you will, let's go back. So the Scooby Doo formula that we've established, it has to be animated. You have to get them in a cool setting. Doesn't really matter how do some hand wavy thing, there has to initially be a fake monster. So you have the mystery and you can unmask it, and then the mystery, the monster that you're talking about, has to also then become real so that they can deal with the fun ramifications of that. And you need to have a great side character or a great tag along character for that story there. You can do some kind of maybe emotional baggage, because that's in Witch's Ghost, it's Velma, and in romantic baggage maybe, and then in Alien Invaders, Shaggy and Scoob. I can't think about why that's not Loch Ness Monster, or what's in Loch Ness Monster. But maybe that's the reason that it's 3, right? The other ones have an even better one, and then maybe the reason why Scooby Doo, the Witch's Ghost, is the best and is better than Alien Invaders is because it's specifically focused on that fall. That's why it's best for fall at the very, very, very least. But this was a lot of fun. This was another good one. Glad I was able to do Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo is great, and it's a lot more. Oh, I was shaking the camera there. And it's a lot more Halloween focused. The other one was not super Halloween focused, but this is even closer to Halloween, so I was able to do both. But yeah, I mean, first of all, let me know how my Freddy is, my costume is. But as before, let me know if what you're wearing for Halloween. If you can, let me know what you think about my picks for best Scooby-Doo movies. Let me know if you have other go-to movies that you do for Halloween. Just for the record, mine probably include, I watched the Halloween Town, as I talked about, I think previously. I watched some of those like thriller movies, kind of, but like Jaws and The Thing, some of my favorite movies of all time. Sometimes around here, when I can, just those the horror movies that I do like, but they're not horror, they're thriller. Definitely a difference. That could be a video idea, maybe. And then I watch Ghostbusters. Gotta watch Ghostbusters. I would just watch Good Will Hunting. That's a good fall one in general. But there's not too many. Like I said, there's not a crazy amount of just absolutely, at least for me, must-watch Halloween movies. There should be. They should come up with some more. Not like there's a Christmas movie. I'm excited for that because I'm definitely gonna do a video along that. I can do Christmas movies. But in general, I hope you have a good and safe, fun Halloween. Hopefully your costume looks great. Hopefully you got a lot of candy. Hopefully you have a lot of fun. So that is it for me. Signing off.